course, sorry, I'm just trying to get the camera right. There we go. And, oh, I don't know. Is that right or isn't it? We're going to call it good. Oh, except I need the power cord. Here we go. Okay. Do I not have a, oh my gosh, what? I don't have a leader on this bobbin. We need a different bobbin. Hey, Hope. Luckily, I've got one in my backpack. Hello, Mama Melba. Hey, Cheryl. What is up? Kind of expect it to be quieter now that the tour is like the official tour is done. Hello, June. And Ellen, I sent your package today. I have no idea how long it's going to take. Well, okay. Cheryl's going to spin along anyway. I love it. I just figured why not? It's been fun going live and just spinning. So why not keep it going? There. All right, now we have a leader. Oh my gosh, get off there. What's going on? Hi, Grandma Bob. Hey, Bonnie. What's going on with everybody? I probably should just leave this out because I need to put a leader on it, right? Otherwise, I'll just put it back in my bag and then I'll take it out again next time and there still won't be a leader on it. And I'll be like, oh, there's no leader on this bobbin. We're hot over here. Oh, Ellen, I paid it. We'll call it a business expense. There we go. I'm excited to get on to my third bobbin. If you don't mind, if you guys would hit the thumbs up, that would be cool. I got the bats out from yesterday. I'm like on top of it. I got all the bathrooms cleaned today. I got most of the vacuuming done before my vacuum overheated, which it does pretty regularly. And then I was like, okay, I'll just set it aside and let it cool off before I finish up. And then I just left it. I did a couple loads of laundry. I picked up groceries. Like, I got so much stuff done today. I had a huge to-do list. The last thing on the to-do list is to go out and dye the wool that I put out into soak yesterday. So I'll be doing that after John gets home so he can stay inside with the babies. Oh, whoops, accidentally touched it and turned it off. So what's going on? Anything? Anything happening? Besides, I'm on my third ply of this really pretty wool. June said I'm spinning. I'm from the Lagoon Rambouillet. Did I spell that right? Yes. Anyway, I love the FLD color. Thank you. That is, I named it after the creature from the Black Lagoon, but I was trying to make it not the creature. Oh, good. Sally is still spinning. Thanks, Hope. Hi, Tina. Yeah, I'm getting there. Like I said, my third ply, and it's going to be a 3-ply, so I'm getting close. Hey, Ann. Oh, Vonnie, you got to blend more? That's good. You're all caught up. Oh, I've kind of gotten a bug to blend. What do you mean? A bug to blend on the blending? What do you mean? Hello, Anchu. Ellen said I dyed wool with turmeric. Is beautiful. You know what, Ellen? What did you use for a mordant? Because I did not have very good luck with that. Hey, Susan. Cheryl said I'm still spinning. Did post what I have done in the group. I don't think I saw it yet, Cheryl. I'll have to go take a look. Bonnie said I saw you do a paradise fiber bag that you blended together on the blending board. Okay. Ann said I'm still spinning, working on my third ply of a sock spin. Superwash merino and nylon blend, not my favorite to spin. Mine either. I mean, it's gonna make really nice socks though, Ann. Tina said scouring the last of my mohair, gonna blend some of that with some merino and daughter's dog hair. Got an interesting spin going on, I bet. I'm in the US. Vonnie said, I know I have that one. Oh, you have the bag? Julia said, I've been attempting to spindle spin during the Tour de Fleece despite only having full use of one hand. That sounds like a hard job. Good job. Bonnie said, I really think I want to blend it up like you did. Which one was it, Bonnie? Do you remember? Or remember the colors or anything? Tina said, also knitting on a sweater for either my husband or son. Depends on how it turns out. That sounds fun. I've got a sweater going for myself. I finished the Dark Academia. It is blocking. In fact, today, I blocked it this morning. Oh my gosh. I don't even remember that one, Bonnie. I'll have to go back and look. Wait a minute. Did I spin an art yarn out of that one? I think I do remember that one, actually. It had locks in it, right? Ellen said I left it for 24 hours. I didn't use more than... I bet that maybe that's it. I will use it for a chicken beak so it won't be washed. I should have left it longer, probably. Maybe that was my problem. I honestly don't know. Natural dyes just... Me and natural dyes just don't get along, man. I'm an unnatural dyer, for sure. Honestly, I just didn't know what to do with it, so this is a new idea. Be careful. Tina said, I think I may order a bossy bat and take colors from one of the sheet pics posted on the Facebook page. Really, Ellen? I do not, Sally. They have changed their like, I don't know how to explain it. They've changed kind of like their philosophy of the way that they curate and create them now. And I think it doesn't really align with what I really liked about getting them, which is not to say it's not good. It's just not the same priorities as I had. So I'm not getting them anymore. They've changed their whole approach to like social media too, if that makes sense. Bonnie said I've been having trouble. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't support them if I like their product. I totally would. Do you want to say more, Sally? Hello, Susanna. I'm sorry it's freezing there. It's so hot here. June said I had to stop spinning because I have 9 kittens doing parkour in the living room. Oh my gosh, that sounds wild. Oh, Vonnie said I had to get rid of mine after their fire and I just never picked it up again. I mean, I noticed some things were changing in the curation prior to the fire. And then during the time while they were recovering, my the card that I had on file there had expired and I got, the new one came. And so it didn't renew automatically because of that, or it didn't start up automatically. And then I was seeing them and I was like, I feel like I hate it because after the fire, I really want to support and I have ordered some other things, but the box is just not for me anymore. Or, the package is just not for me anymore. I don't know if you'd think the same thing, Sally. I don't think I'm alone. Does anyone else get it? Like, still? I feel kind of bad about it, but I always tell you all the truth, and that is the truth. I think we're in the same boat, Sally. I did not, Vonnie. Vonnie asked, did I change to another fiber subscription? Sorry, I have the hiccups a little bit, you guys. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Melanie. Yay! Tina said I would love to get subscription boxes from somewhere, but the budget doesn't allow for it. Um, I don't. Do you know of any other like really good ones? Bonnie asked. The Bright Fiber UK one is really nice, but I can't see myself paying for it to come overseas. You know. I would love to support Elsa, but I think it's just a little bit too expensive to do for me. I think she's doing great where she is, anyways. And not to say that that means I shouldn't support her, but I think she's doing great without me, if that makes sense. So Shannon says she's looking for a good one herself. I mean, things are different, I think, for everybody. Susan, I used to get it. There are videos if you go back far enough, and I do not know if it's the same as it was then. But back when I was getting it, you got like 1 ounce of fiber from a whole bunch of different vendors. And it was like, it didn't go together. It wasn't really curated in the way that Paradise was. So I stopped because I just felt like, even though I like getting creative with all those 1 ounce packages, it was like too many, if that makes sense. And it also didn't seem like enough fiber for the money. Sally said they all cost a lot. I'd rather spend on fiber that I choose. I can see the reasoning behind that. I just liked the surprise though. And I thought it really sparked my creativity getting things that I maybe wouldn't have picked out. Which one, Hope? You agree with my what I thought about the spinning box? Or about spending on fiber that you choose? At least I love the Paradise subscription, but wasn't spinning it up. Finally getting caught up. Susan said, thanks. I couldn't really find out. I don't know if it's still like that, though. So you might want to look. Hi. It's okay. You're not late. You're right where you should be. Bonnie said, yeah, yes, I enjoyed watching the unpacking with you. I know. It was really fun. And I think it was like fun for the channel. But what can you do? I got to tell the truth. Hey, Rox. And I have gotten that one for a while. Oh, maybe I'll go back to Into the World. I've been trying to catch up on those bags because they just send you a braid, which is fine. That's great. Every month you get a different fiber. Every month you get a different color. Is it every month? Well, if I don't tell you guys the honest feedback, how can you trust me? You know? I'm even honest when I don't know, which is too much. But Ellen said, hit the like button, guys and girls. Bonnie said, I just never knew what to do with the different things, especially if it's just an ounce or two. I mean, I feel like that was great for my creativity. But the ones that were in the spinning box, you might get 1 ounce of roll eggs and then 1 ounce of a bat or 1 ounce of dyed top or everything. Anne said their colors look great and I like the idea of different fibers. I have really thought that their colors are beautiful every month. Sometimes they are not colorways that I would necessarily have picked out for myself, but still then I spin the yarn up and I'm like, oh my gosh. And they're like, well, I don't know the price right now. I was gonna say they were less expensive than Paradise, but I shouldn't because I don't know what their current price is. When I was getting it, I think it was $25 plus shipping, which seems like so much more reasonable for just a single braid. Bonnie said, yes, now that is true. That cherry blossom, yes, was from one of their boxes. I remember. I think I still have mine. Hi, Cindy. I got your stuff out this morning. Cindy said, good morning, afternoon, evening, watching while I sort a pathway through my yarn craft room. Oh, time to scooch my book. Mama Melba said, I can't justify buying pre-prep fiber when I have 4 full fleeces I need to process and spin. The colors look fun, but I'm on a budget. I mean, it makes sense. I know they're not for everybody anyway. Back when the curation was like top notch, I would never have stopped because it was just so fun. But I know they got rid of the guy who did that then. Cindy said, maybe I will have a place to put it when I'm done. Thank you. At least it'll take a few days, Cindy. Rock said I'm on the last 3/4 ounce of my sweater spin, which probably isn't quite enough for a sweater. Uh-oh. The roving was a gift. Into the World is 28 now. Okay, Heather said, just on your channel. Welcome, beautiful fiber color. Do you just, I have 5 traditional wheels. 5? I think I have 5. So I do both. Thanks, Susanna. That was really fun. Trying to make one that was obnoxious was so fun. Even though I don't think we did it. Andrew said, hi, Les, my TDF spin is hanging up to dry. I think I have about 1,600 yards. That's awesome. Me too, Vani. She said, I love processing fleeces. I have a new fleece from Maryland. Coopworth, maybe? She said I need to scour it. I think it's time for me to dye another sweater's worth of washed fiber. You can create 2, said there's a fiber store about an hour from me. They have a huge trunk full of mystery fiber. I do wish I knew. Okay, I don't know what that means with spinning, but it's fun to just play with it as a newbie. The obnoxious one turned out so good. We were like trying to make it bad. I actually was thinking about it again this morning and I'm like, this is such a bad business model. I'm literally telling people, like, you can do this. But whatever. I always do it the wrong way. Business, I mean. Oh, I see. Wishing what you were spending. I see. I have bought many bags of millets over the years, and I've kind of let that go. But I think it's easier for me because, like I've said it many times, my favorite spin is the one in front of me. So now I can just say, well, that's okay because whatever I spin next, I'm going to love it. And then whatever I spin after that, I'm going to love it. So it's fine. I was thinking about doing another mill end pre order. Um, the last couple have gone so well. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Susanna said, Trish, it just proves a point. Well, but that's the whole thing, Susanna. It isn't me. It's just nobody could. Like they are it's just impossible to mess it up. I guess next to impossible. See, you get it, Mama Melba. Have you ever heard that song from oh my gosh, Oklahoma? I'm just a girl who can't say no. That's me with my spinning. Like whatever you are, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, you're my new favorite. Sally said I figured out I'm not a fan of the new fibers rose pop. No, you don't like those? They're very bamboo-ish. I like to blend them in, but spinning them on my own is kind of, or on their own is kind of, I don't know. They feel weird. And they end up kind of ropey on their own, I think. Even if I try hard to put like as small of amount of twist as I can, they end up, it's because they have no crimp. I like this stuff though. It's so pretty. With what, June? That I'm just a girl who can't say no? Have you been spinning them in the blends? I think there was rose in that. Oh my gosh, it was a long time ago. Paradise sent a blend that had linen and wool, and I think rose. Melba said, my friend's husband says we are like crack addicts when it comes to spinning wheels and fiber. Except, isn't this so much better than crack? I was actually thinking about making a T-shirt that says like it's better than crack. Tina said I got a blend of Polworth and Sea Cell. It was interesting to spin. I want to play more with Sea Cell. I dyed some a while back. Ropey, hated to get a consistent thin single. Maybe not hated. Um, Anne said I'm not a fanboy. Spinning superwash merino blended with nylon is worse. Superwash merino. Oh, I see. Got it. You're not a fan. Got it. I don't know. Have I ever spun super? Oh yes, I think I have spun superwash merino from Knit Picks. It is Mama Melba. Bonnie said I'm going to the Bahamas for a family vacation next year. I'm hoping to find a yarn store. It might be a challenge. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't been to the Bahamas in so long. I was like 13 last time I was there. I'm guessing it's changed a little since then. Little piece of straw. Yeah, Shannon said gotta bring back yarn from vacation. Your only problem is you don't know where the yarn store is. Ann said I got some from wound up fiber to spin for socks. Won't do that again. Susanna said, I saw a great post on Insta that said about having too much fiber, etc., and showed a woman spinning and caption said, at least my husband knows I'm home and not at a Coldplay concert. Oh my gosh, Susanna. I wish I had thought of that first. Tina said, my kids are having fun watching me learn and spin some new stuff. The littles are always asking if I'm spinning it for them. Oh, that's cute. Oh. All of our kids, well, all of our three youngest have tried spinning from watching me spin, and all of them have successfully spun for at least a few minutes. But none of them picked it up, which is fine. My daughter does know how to crochet. She knows how to knit. She just, whatever. And she kind of like crochets sometimes and then stops and then starts again. Hey, Arini, how are you? I'm hung up. Am I hung up on a hook? What is happening? Just a little more. Here too, it's hot. Woo! Bonnie said my daughter sews and buys me yarn. My daughter-in-law took up knitting. That's fun. Connie said I've been weaving my scrap yarn project just now. Saw you're on. Hey, Connie. The boys all just want sweaters. Once in a while, one of our kids will ask for a sweater, but I don't make them one unless they ask for it, just because I don't want it to be one where they just set it aside because they didn't really like it. It's okay. I can always find stuff to knit. My daughter-in-law loves socks. Actually, my future daughter-in-law also loves socks. So, there's always good places to get rid of socks. Shannon said, too hot here, I could melt. Shannon, you're close to me, right? She said, who says Michigan is a cold state? Are you the one in Muskegon? It is so hot today, Shannon. What the heck? Did it rain there this morning? Bonnie said, my middle boy always wants whatever is on my needles. Oh, that's nice, though. There was no rain in the forecast. I was cleaning in the house and doing laundry and stuff. And I got done and took a shower and then came upstairs and it was like pouring. My outdoor furniture still had the cushions out because I had checked the weather and it didn't say anything about rain. So I was out there in the rain, dragging it all in. Yes, we got I would say 20 minutes maybe, but it was kind of hard rain. Oh, Mama Melba, he must love that. Bless you for knitting those giant socks. Vicky, yeah, welcome, Vicky. Lori said 95 and no rain. Yeah, was nothing. It just came out of nowhere. And then I went outside after it was all done and thought, well, maybe that'll kind of like clear up, the humidity and everything. No. Lonnie said my wife gets all the socks. John's sock drawer is packed. So we're not doing that right now. But it's okay. It's like during Sock Madness and all that, I actually gave people that I knit with, I was like, does anyone want these? And they were all like, yes, what fits me? I'm taking it. Tina said, my oldest son has huge feet. I always wonder if I'm knitting socks or Christmas stockings. That is one of the coolest things I think about what we all do, though, because, excuse me, if you do have a size that's like hard to get or do or whatever, where did that come from? Like John always needs longer sleeves on his sweaters, and he can have it custom exactly the way that he wants it. Oh shoot, I should have moved. Oh my goodness, that is hotter than us, Arini. It was supposed to be 87 Fahrenheit here today and very humid. Shannon said, I've been spinning so much more than knitting lately. I'm hyper fixated on my new e-spinner. I think when we get a new wheel, all of us spin on it a lot at first, usually. Bonnie said I've been spinning a ton more too because of the tour. It has helped me get back in the swing of the spinning. Rock said my brother has very large feet, circumference and length. When I saw the red marks his commercial socks left in his skin, I started knitting him a lot more socks because they fit him so well. See, that's so nice. Mama Melba said, me too, loving my e-spinner. Tina said we're in the low 90s, but the real feel is over 100. I didn't look at to see what the real feel was. Hope said, thumbs up, please folks show Trish some love. Thanks, Hope. I forget. I get to reading and talking and spinning, and I just forget. Hey, Desiree. She asked, what are the advantages of having more than one spinning wheel? I was thinking of asking my daughter if I could have her shocked ladybug. She doesn't use it. So I like that I can have more than one project going at a time. And then also, all of my regular wheels do something different really well, if that makes sense. Like some of them are more of a good all around wheel, but my Ashford Traveler does certain things better. So that's for me the advantage of having more than one. Tina said, does anyone live near Benbrook, Texas? I found a wheel there, but it's 130 miles from us. Would love to know if it's worth it before driving. The date on it is 1915. Vicky said, I'm assuming there are differences between the. I don't know the Sonata. I have to assume there's some difference, but. Oh, thanks, babes. 95. Thank you. It's pretty hot out there. Melba said, I have wheels. My friend has 9. Some of them are the same. I think if you've got more than one of the same wheel, it's probably because you want to have more than one project going. I don't really know. Sally said, I got a Sonata because it spins very fast. 30.2 Fahrenheit. Okay. Thank you, Susanna. You can do everything on it, Vonnie. I just think that some are better at certain things than others. Jan said, hello, fiber friends from Colorado, USA. I have a shocked flat iron and I love it. I had to assemble it myself. It was not too hard. It's affordable. Shannon said, I love my Sonata. It was my first wheel, my only wooden wheel, and I have the e-spinner. Tina said, hey, John. And that's such a good question. She said, what's your favorite wheel for a comfort spin? The one where you don't have to think about anything but can get lost in the spin. For a comfort spin, I could do the Matchless or the Rose, or really any of the e-spinners. Although I probably won't pick them for a comfort spin because if it's for comfort, I do like my wooden wheels. That's what I learned on first. It gives me some nostalgia, but also if I'm looking for comfort, getting my whole body involved is good. If that makes sense, I don't know. The more I focus on making my body do something, the less I'm thinking. Tina said, "What brand is your rose?" It's a Magic Crafts. Thank you, Mama Melba. That's how I feel. None of them are the same. 12 wheels, all different. Susanna said, "Since November last year, I now have 3 wheels, only done small test spins so far. Life, injury, oh no, etc. got in the way, but I'm determined to get them properly." He said, "Show the ladies some love by smashing that thumb." Do you like the chatter? It's just a little tiny bit of bob and chatter. But I do get a squeak or a creak from under the treadle sometimes. I don't really mind it. But I get a little bob and chatter from the matchless also. And I like it. But I know it bugs some people. Susanna said, "I love wheels that chatter." I mean, I love the Traveler too for comfort spins, but for me, normally, if I'm gonna do a spin that is a bulkier weight, that's when I'll get on the Traveler. Bonnie said, "I was hoping to get it easier to transport wheel, but I'm not sure which is good. It's hard to get the Traveler to festivals, I bet." You mean a large, or sorry, an easier to transport, but not an e-wheel? Oh, Sally said, "I got rid of the needle squeak with nail polish remover." Tell me more, Sally. Anne said, "My comfort wheel is my Lendrum original. Like you said, different wheels do different things, but my Lendrum original is my heart." I get that. Do you, Mama Melba? Well, you're all making me want to get it out because I haven't swum in the matchless in a while. Oh, there you go. Susanna said, "Get your hands on a peacock tui. She's tiny." Okay, you need to treadle. I understand that. Melanie said, "I bought an Ashford e-spinner and now I'm finally getting a consistent spin." Is that the gigantic one, Melanie? Or is that a different e-spinner from Ashford? I would love to know more about that one. I've always been an Ashford fan. It was lacquered, so I used. Where though, Sally? Underneath? I need a picture. So you took the lacquer off? Desiree said, "Does your lender make any chatter? Mine does, and I'm always thinking something is wrong." Oh, on the hinge. Okay, Sally, I will do that. I'll try it. It's weird because it's only one side. About the size of a shoebox. Okay, maybe a tad bigger. Rock said, "I've been wondering about my Lendrum too." I only had one opportunity to spin on the Lendrum, but it was lovely. A lady came into my local yarn shop when they used to have spinning nights on Thursdays. June said, "My Joy is perfect for taking to Guild." That is a nice little wee wheel. Isn't the Joy one you that has a backpack you can put it in? Anne said, "I have the big Ashford e-spinner too. I use it for plying. I need to treadle when I'm spinning single ply." Okay. What is the giant big Ashford one called though? What is that called? The country spinner? No. The country spinner is a treadle one, right? I don't know. I can't keep track. It has a carry bag. Okay. Um, Shannon, they have open knitting anytime you want to come in if they're open. So they don't have a specific night. Bonnie said the country is a huge jumbo one, but it's treadle though, right? It's not electric, or is there a version of both? I'm kind of out of the loop on new wheels. I only know older wheels now. Okay. I know that I saw someone spinning on a treadle one, but I also know there is a like the big huge electric one uses the same bobbins, I guess. And is that right? Ethereal said remember the thumbs up. You're all helping me today. And said my lendrum used to chatter. I figured out it was where the footman connects to the hub. There was a bit of play. I wrapped a bit of silk around the pin in the space between the footman and the hub. Oh, Vicky said my favorite wheel is my Kromsky Polonaise, but it's a larger wheel, so it takes up more room. And you'd have to take it apart to take it somewhere unless you have a van, so mine stays home. Yes, Vani, I am hoping to do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do like an awards. I think I'm gonna record it and do an award ceremony because I'll have to pick the winners from the Facebook group. That's okay, Lisa. And then I'll just announce them like I did last year, and then everybody who won just needs to contact me with addresses, and I'll get prizes out. And then I'm gonna show what I got done too. I think. Cecilia said I started with an Ashford Traveler, now have a Louette S71, and it's my favorite. Do you have both those still, Cecilia? Did you keep the Traveler? I will never get rid of my Traveler. You'll have to pry it from my cold dead hands. Good. Okay, you kept both. All right. Because I tried to teach myself on an antique wheel, and I worked on it for several months, probably 4 or 5 months before John and my mom went together and got me the Traveler. And when I sat down at that Traveler, it was like immediately because it was the wheel all along. It was an antique. It wasn't really running great. I sat down on that wheel and just started spinning, and it was so awesome. Um, very soft and comfortable. Oh gosh. I mean, I guess everybody has to decide. Hi, Nana. Lisa said I had a Traveler. We never bonded. I got it used, and I think it just wasn't right. No wheel is for everybody. That's why there's so many, and it's totally cool to have it that one just doesn't work for you. Anne said, I also have a Lendrum Saxony. It spins like butter, but I'm still not comfortable spinning on it because I'm not fast with my hands. The big wheel spins faster on the large work, even on the larger world. I see. I mean, it does take practice. Jan said, Ethereal never heard of this idea before. Too many folks knit knickers. It's not for me. Anyone else? Lisa said, I like my Jensen and my EE 6.1. I I set up a Jensen in a yarn shop once. John was with me. We were in, I think, South Haven, Michigan. The shop's gone now. and she had a wheel in her window, and I was like, "What kind of wheel is that?" And she said, "It's a Jensen, but we none of us know how to spin and we don't know how to set it up." And I was like, "Oh, I can set it up for you." So I took it down out of the or she took it down out of the window, and I set it up and spun on it, and it spun so nicely. Susanna said, "Trish, have you decided if you're?" I haven't. No, I haven't really even thought that much about it. They're not in stock, so I figured I could wait to decide. Tina's gonna sew some. And said the saxing wheel is about 24 in diameter. Oh my gosh, that is really going to be a lot faster. Ethereal said, "I don't know, I crocheted them, no pattern, but because of the softness and antibacterial qualities, I love them." Oh my word. Okay, Anne said, "I have a matchless too. I think I've reached herd status." Welcome to my world, Anne. But don't you find that they all have like a special talent, just like people in your life? Jan said, "Tina, huge respect. I used to sew clothes for my little kiddos. Never tried underwear though. Impressive." And Queen of the Herd. Vicky said, "I also have a Rick Reeves. It spins fine, but I hate their bobbins. I've never tried a Reeves." Shannon said, "I just got my 6.1 this past week. I'm obsessed with it." Hi, Mary. Yeah. Sean said, "A special purpose." That's from The Jerk, if you guys have ever seen that movie. Cecilia said, "I have a picture of my grandmother with homemade tights or long socks, very thick yarn, probably about 1925. I bet they were warm though, Cecilia." Jan said, "Thanks, that is so interesting, gives me ideas." Herd status. Susanna said, "OMG, it's probably a good thing I'm not working at the moment or I would have more wheels." It's difficult. Also, that's the other problem with me is that I'm always looking and I know what they're worth. So if I see a super great deal, like it's hard for me to pass it up. But then when I get it in my house, it's hard for me to pass it on, if that makes sense. Lisa said, "I have a herd of sewing machines, herd of wheels, herd of looms." I only have two looms, and I'd like, well, if you count the rigid heddle, I have three looms, but I would really like to smell. I'd really like to sell the smaller Harrisville. I'm just finding that I'm not using it because I have the bigger one. And I've really been struggling because I want to set my loom up, but I can't decide between Christmas towels, which have to be started soon, or rugs because this nice lady that I met gave me bags and bags of rug supplies. And so I'm like, part of me wants to start and do a bunch of rugs. And then the other part of me is like, no, you really want to do Christmas towels. And then I do nothing. Anne said, "Oh gosh, Lisa, I haven't heard of sewing machines too. 7 of them, and I've sold a couple." Tina said, 1,200. Woo, gosh. Mom Melba said, "I really want to get a flatbed knitting machine next." I had a bunch of those at one time, Melba. Shannon said, "I think my next purchase will be a blending board. That's fun." Ethereal also doesn't have room for extras. Well, I wish I could get it to you, Susanna. Nana said, I'm warping my loom for fall towels right now. I know. I didn't even think about fall towels. Shoot. That makes it even worse. I mean, I should have started those like 2 months ago. Somebody just bought the last 3 Christmas towels, which was so wonderful. I don't know. I don't know how to decide. Lisa said, "I have 5 antique Singer featherweights. I don't consider what I have a herd as far as sewing machines. I have one sewing, one embroidery, one serger. I don't think that counts. Oh, Irene said I got a used loom with 8 shafts. Need to assemble it. That's so exciting. That sounds good, Vani. I know. Susanna, I was thinking that a minute ago because this is all I have left of this last section. No. Okay, that's what I think too, Desiree. Thank you. And Hope says the same thing. It's more like a kind of like a spinner's flock of sheep. Is it even a real flock? But they do take up a lot of space. Anne said I feel like a bee going around and using all my tools to make stuff. So wonderful. When you do have a bee in your little picture. Desiree does too. She said I have lots of equipment, always one of each. I use it though. Lisa said I need to work for Christmas gifts. What are the Christmas gifts? Can you tell us? Thank you, Hope. A gathering of usefulness. Bonnie said I want to weave bags. I really am, Anne. I have had that. See, and this is how I learned. My mom taught me on a sewing machine from probably the late 50s, which was a nice one. It was great. But she kept her same machine like her whole life pretty much. So, because I'm not that great of a sewist, I always figure I don't need anything fancy. I have the same one I got when I was 24. Cecilia said I have one FOF and two antique singers and two small looms I have not used. You'll get to it. Towels and scarves. That sounds nice. Tina said when the Biggs moves out, maybe we can expand. Husband has always been intrigued with weaving, and watching you and John dye has given him that bug as well. Well, that's fun. We have a lot of fun out there. We're just so different. It's really interesting. I've learned a lot from him. Vonnie said my mom has my grandmother's sewing machine. It's a teal blue Singer from like the 20s. That is so cool. And it works. Even cooler. When my sister passed away, I got hers, but I passed it to somebody who could use it. I think it was a white. Hi, Kira. I am going to go ahead and finish this. Can you believe that? I've been trying to spin thicker singles. It just doesn't work. Thanks, Kira. Then tomorrow I'll apply it. Etheria said I still remember my grandmother's treadle Singer sewing machine. Beautiful. It was black and was her mother's machine. I'm 66, so I can only imagine how old it was. Late 1800s, maybe. I did have one of those that I refinished, but my ex-husband kept it. I have not tried it, Desiree. My guess is that it would be good, but are you planning on hand washing it? Because I don't know about the felting quality of it, but I think it would be really nice for socks. It's like a little more toothy than the really soft ones. Ronnie said, I think I'm going to blend up that box on the blending board when I blend for the current spin. You should. Go for it. Heather said I have had my Husqvarna sewing machine for 30 years, wonderful, and I have just needed to oil it. That's all I do, Heather. Well, that's a lie. Sometimes I take out the bobbin casing and like vacuum the fuzz out of there, and I'll take the end little cap off and just vacuum fuzz out of all there. Because you know, if you get a bobbin thread that's fuzzy, sometimes it's really whatever. But if I've ever had a bobbin issue or a tension issue, and then I take out that casing and vacuum in there, that fixes it every time. My machine is so good. I sewed my baby pajamas on it when he was just a little wee tiny man, and he's getting married. You know, he is, so it's 27. I've had it for 27 years. Gemma, hi. Thank you. I figured you must have, Heather. In 30 years, you would have to, right? Hi, Terry. Oh, help. There we go. Bonnie said I used to make dresses for my daughter. She's married now. Well, and now, I don't know if I told you guys this, but I probably did. The new owner of the yarn store that's local to me, his son comes in and sometimes brings his daughter. He works there and sometimes brings his daughter, who's 3.5. She has dolls the same size as my doll Jessica. So I was gonna give her one of the dresses so that I can like make a replacement. Anne said cotton fiber and fabric puts off a ton of lint. You should change needles frequently and clean the lint often. I do clean it pretty often. Jan said, I love you said you sewed pajamas. I also sewed many PJs for my 3 kiddos because I could choose 100. That's why I did it. At that time, it was impossible to buy cotton PJs. They must be the same age, Jan. I hated that. Desiree said, if socks felt, would that be a bad thing? I mean, only if it's hard to get on your foot. Rock said I had my Joanne Fabric store brand machine from 1985 to 2024. I bought myself a new machine for my birthday when I turned 60 a couple of years ago. Old one went to a knitter. That's nice. I mean, it passed on to someone else who's going to use it. Tina said there's a 13-year age gap between my two daughters and both like to still match me. Oh, I do lots of sewing for us. That's fun. My mom liked to do that too. She made us all matching stuff. Oh, Terry, that's great. Making progress. Vicky said the Husqvarna is a great machine. My ex bought me a Viking 1 in 95 or 96. It still sews wonderfully. That embroidery program was too expensive to upgrade as it became obsolete, but I still can do some. But Jan, I don't remember what president was in office then, but like the vice president's wife at the time had this campaign platform thing of making sure all children's pajamas were flame retardant, not just flame resistant. And everything had like so much polyester in it, and I hated it. So I would buy him like flannel and make him tiny, tiny PJs. In fact, he fell he fell once when he was 1.5, and he was wearing these little blue and green plaid PJs I had made him, and we had to go get an X-ray to make sure his foot was okay. He had dislocated his pinky toe, and it's not funny, but I mean it's kind of funny now. And when the nurses saw him, they were like, "Oh my gosh." You know, just because this little tiny guy in these like adult looking PJs, it was so fun. I loved making those. Did you make a weird decision, Erica? Okay, this one looks like, is it smaller than the other ones? I saved some wool because I was worried that I didn't split it very evenly. I think I need to add this to this. Don't you think? Because this bobbin looks like it's got quite a bit less on it. Oh, being afraid of pajamas. Yeah. Even now, I make my own pajamas sometimes because I can get 100% cotton, and it's actually weirdly hard to find. Everything is polyester, it seems like. Tina said my 6-year-old doesn't like wearing shirts to bed, so I just make his pants. He loves them. John has had me make him flannel pajama pants and shorts quite a few times. Well, quite a few pairs. Anne said, "Here's some TMI, but it's funny. My dad always wore boxers. I started making him some from Funny Prints for a joke, but he liked them. I think that's cute." Oh my gosh, really, Erica? All we have is we have a quilt shop. I don't know if our Walmart has material anymore. Maury said, "I have my mom's Viking Husqvarna from the 70s. It's a workhorse. She used to repair Levi's for my dad." That's cool. Heather said, "Try the website Nature's Fabrics. Great cotton fabrics, including flannel." I will, Heather. Thank you. Bonnie said, "I really need to try that because I never find PJs I like." Is it sparse? Okay. I'm not even sure if they still have fabric at ours because I know that some of the Walmart stopped. Or maybe they only have pre-cut now. Erica said, "Thanks, Heather." Ann said he had some with ants in his pants, Tweety Bird, airplanes. He passed at 92, still wearing crazy prints. That is cute. I bet he loved that. Rock said, "We are so lucky for yarn and fabrics in the Twin Cities. A couple dozen yarn shops. What? And quite a few fabric stores, including garment focus shops." That's so nice. We have a quilt shop, but as far as I know, you got to go to Holland if you want. Oh, yeah, that's right. We have Hobby Lobby, but I don't think there's much apparel fabric there. Heather said I've ordered from them multiple times and very good quality. Okay, tell me again what it was. Nature's Fabrics. Ann said Michaels supposedly has some fabric now. We don't even have a Michaels up here. Shannon said, "I think there's all of one." Yeah, there's just one, but it's a great one. And so there's a lot of good cotton fabric online on Etsy, and Hancock of Paducah is great online. Oh, I mean, I can go to Grand Rapids and hit a couple different decent ones. Tina said, "I always shop at Hobby Lobby. One week I get yarn on sale, the next is fabric." Or I can go down to Holland, which is only an hour about, and they have a pretty nice one called Fields. Yep, Tina said Fields fabric in Holland is amazing. I may have to browse while we're there. I haven't been there in so long though. Hi Natalie. I haven't been there in I haven't been to Holland at all, probably in like 2 or 3 years. Last year just for blueberries. that that means you don't go into town. You get to stay in the country. It has changed a lot since we moved. Is there, Kristen? Chicks with Sticks yarn store. Is that in Kalamazoo too? Oh, somebody's snoring on the couch. Ethereal said worth an hour-long trip. Yes, it is. And I have a friend who says she'd like to go there sometime. So we do talk about it. We just haven't done it. All right. I might not be very even on these, but it doesn't matter. That's what turkey hand is for. They're all done. Tomorrow we play. All right. I'm gonna go, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I did that. It's awesome. If I go to Holland for lunch, I go to Crazy Horse and I get the chicken taco salad. Period. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday, and I'll be back tomorrow to apply it. Love you guys. Bye.